He gained fame as a funny, chubby kid, but Jonah Hill is a completely different person today. He said goodbye to the fat jokes and embraced a healthier attitude, with a little help from Magic Mike. Growing up showbiz adjacent in Los Angeles, Jonah Hill was very troubled by his weight. An aspiring writer who spent his days writing spec scripts for The Simpsons and hanging out with skateboarders, Hill's body made him vulnerable to bullying. Hill spoke to GQ about his childhood, saying, "I was an insecure, overweight kid, which in both of those communities is like having a scarlet letter on you. You are a target for abuse." Hill also faced body confidence issues on the home front, where intergenerational body insecurities were passed down to him from his family. Hill's mother, Sharon Feldstein, confirmed that she transferred her own weight insecurities and anxieties onto Hill. Although she tried to help Hill lose weight, she didn't realize how it negatively impacted her son's self-esteem.
I'm like, I am not good. I am bad. I don't look correct.
Jonah Hill was only in his early 20s when he became a comedy sensation in Superbad, and his on-screen persona quickly became tied to his physical appearance. Looking back on his early showbiz days, Hill shared others' perceptions of him on The Ellen Show, saying, "I came up in goofy comedies and this kind of curly-haired overweight kid, and everyone had their own opinion on what I should be, how they could speak to me, how they could treat me." At the time, it might have seemed like Hill was unfazed by the attention paid to his body. In fact, oftentimes he was in on the joke. He even slyly made fun of his weight opposite his frequent comedy collaborator Seth Rogen in the 2009 film Funny People, where Hill's character jokes about Rogen not being funny anymore because he lost weight.
You shouldn't have lost all that weight, man. There's nothing funny about a physically fit man.
I know, it's lame, right?
Yeah, no one wants to watch Lance Armstrong do comedy.
Young Jonah Hill made a name for himself playing cinematic, sardonic goofballs, but his acting career took a dramatic turn when he co-starred in the 2011 drama Moneyball. Not only was the film a chance for Hill to recalibrate his Hollywood career, but it also inspired him to embrace a more mature, healthier lifestyle. On Oprah's Oscar special, Hill shared that losing weight coincided with turning 28 and getting cast in Moneyball.
Yeah, I wanted to be healthier, like I wanted to grow up, and that meant like maturing and not just doing one kind of film.
Indeed, Hill felt like losing weight opened up the door for him to play more diverse characters. On the radio show Kid Craddock in the Morning, he shared, "When you're a big guy, you can't play a thin guy." And while Hill lost weight, he gained Hollywood credibility. For the role of Peter Brand in Moneyball, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the 84th Annual Academy Awards. But for Hill, being in Moneyball wasn't about industry accolades, it was about growing as an actor. He told Entertainment Weekly, "To me, doing Moneyball is about making more dramatic movies. The awards element of it is completely secondary." When Jonah Hill got serious about losing weight, he got serious about his food and fitness. Talking with film critic Peter Travers for ABC News, Hill said he went to a nutritionist to better understand his diet and to make healthier food choices. His favorite foods were what he called the menu of a 6-year-old's birthday party. So for Hill, out went the pizza and chicken fingers, and in came more health-conscious cuisine. He started eating vegetables and enjoying Japanese food. According to Bon Appetit, Hill especially liked eating at the Sushi Avgari restaurant in New York City for his Japanese food fix. He also embraced that trendiest of 2010 beverages, green juice. Hill was spotted over the years out and about with a healthy-looking drink in hand. But just as Hill made food switches to drop the pounds, he also started working out. On the radio show Kid Craddock in the Morning, he revealed that he started running and doing push-ups once he started dropping weight via his diet. Hill, at the advice of his friend, worked his way up to doing 100 push-ups per day. Throughout the years, it seems that Hill has kept up his fitness routine, being photographed walking to the gym, in the boxing ring, and on a surfboard. Jonah Hill's weight loss seemed to positively affect his personal and professional life, but it didn't stop comedians from making it the butt of their jokes. At the 2011 MTV VMAs, Hill took to the stage with Nicki Minaj and joked about his weight loss, claiming that it would cause him to not be funny anymore. While he was in on the joke, he took the opportunity to razz those who speculated that he had lost his sense of humor along with his extra weight. When Hill was nominated for a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Moneyball, the ceremony didn't miss an opportunity to make a crack about Hill's appearance. Host Billy Crystal sang about Hill's weight loss during his opening number, saying, "It's great that you shed weight, but kid, if you lose tonight, I think that you should know they're serving cupcakes after the show." Hill was a good sport about it, but his pained facial expression showed that he might not have appreciated the joke. However, he later talked to The Guardian about the weight jokes and said that he, quote, "doesn't pay attention to stuff like that." Jonah Hill gained weight to star in 2016's War Dogs and looked noticeably larger in the role of real-life arms dealer Ephraim Diverali. But when it came time to undo his weighty character creation, Hill got advice from his friend and former Jump Street film series co-star Channing Tatum. Dubbed the sexiest man alive by People magazine in 2012 for his ripped physique, Tatum was no stranger to the work it takes to keep his body Magic Mike ready. So it's no surprise that Hill called up Tatum when he wanted to get back in shape.
And I was like, hey, if I, eat less and go to a trainer, will I get, in good shape? And he's like, yeah, you dumb motherfucker. Of course you will.
Tatum hooked Hill up with help, and when it came time to promote War Dogs, Hill was already noticeably slimmer than he was in the film. He also inadvertently brought along a very famous friend on his weight loss journey. On The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Hill shared that his nutritionist asked him to keep a food diary. Late in the night, Hill sent his diary to someone listed as DR in his phone contacts, only to realize that he didn't email his doctor, but he actually emailed music superstar Drake. Drake didn't respond, but was most likely happy to hear that Hill was practicing healthy eating habits. While Jonah Hill is mostly recognized for his acting, being in front of the camera was a massive detour in his career. Hill always wanted to be a director, and he fulfilled his dream with the 2018 film Mid-90s. The movie, also written by Hill, seemingly drew from his own experience growing up in skateboarding culture. But while Mid-90s wasn't directly about Hill's teenage years, it turned out to be a personally transformative job, particularly when it came to his own body confidence. The promotion for Mid-90s included the publication of a magazine called Inner Children. In the magazine, Hill directly addressed body issues he faced as a young star in Hollywood, writing in the foreword, "I became famous in my late teens and then spent most of my young adult life listening to people say that I was fat and gross and unattractive." He felt ashamed of his teenage self, but to challenge those feelings, Hill interviewed people he admired, like his actor sister Beanie Feldstein, musician Q-Tip, and skateboarder and rapper Nakel Smith about their own journeys to self-love. At the end of the magazine, Hill posed next to a cardboard cutout of his teenage self.
I wish I could understand as an adult you don't have to be so hard on yourself.
As Jonah Hill got older, he may have become more vocal about his own self-acceptance, but that didn't mean he was going to consent to public scrutiny about his body. In 2014, during a press conference at Georgia Tech, Hill shut down an interviewer who asked him if he still considered himself to be the fat guy at Hollywood parties. Several years later, Hill took the Daily Mail to task in 2021 for publishing photos of him shirtless after a surfing session. In a since-deleted Instagram post, Hill wrote of taking his shirt off publicly, "Probably would have happened sooner if my childhood insecurities weren't exacerbated by years of public mockery about my body by press and interviewers." He also asked fans to stop asking him about his body. In another since-deleted Instagram post, Hill posted a selfie with the caption, "I know you mean well, but I kindly ask that you not comment on my body, good or bad. I want to politely let you know it's not helpful and doesn't feel good. Much respect." Since Hill first got serious about his weight loss journey in the early 2010s, he's racked up an impressive showbiz resume. Not only is he a formidable comedic and dramatic actor, but he's also an accomplished writer, director, and producer. Hill fully credits his commitment to his health and well-being as a pillar for his successful career. In a conversation with fellow Hollywood creative Adam McKay published in GQ, Hill said, "I got healthier, my art got better, and I was happier. Straight up, I haven't seen misery bring better art out of anybody. I just haven't." Hill isn't shy about the work it takes to stay healthy. In GQ, he revealed his methodology of keeping lists, one for gratitude and one for positive actions. They include healthy things like smoothies, vitamins, movement, and checking in with friends. Jonah Hill has been vocal about the role of exercise in his dramatic weight loss over the years, but he really found his fitness sweet spot in his mid-30s when he started practicing jiu-jitsu and going surfing. Hill shared with GQ that he started practicing the martial art to avoid workaholism. He initially chose jiu-jitsu because it scared him, but he trained with good people and it broke his fear. Once he conquered his fear via the combat sport, he felt empowered to start surfing. Filmmaker Spike Jonze and musician Mike Diamond got Hill hooked on riding waves. Of his fitness pastimes, Hill said, "I think the hardest thing in the world is to be present for me. And the two things I like to do, if you're not present, you will literally get f***ed up, so it forces me to be present." Jonah Hill has spent years candidly talking about his weight, but these days he keeps pretty quiet about not only his body, but also his life and career in general. Hill deleted his Instagram account in 2022 shortly after he revealed that he would be stepping away from promoting his films Stutz and You People. In a statement published on Deadline, Hill wrote, "I have come to the understanding that I have spent nearly 20 years experiencing anxiety attacks, which are exacerbated by media appearances and public-facing events." But just because Hill hasn't been talking about himself lately doesn't mean that his fit physique has stopped garnering attention. Hill has also been spotted walking around Malibu, California, running errands, and looking as trim as ever. He's also seemingly kept a sense of humor about his health and wellness by launching his own satirical lifestyle brand, Meaningful Existence. Launched in 2023, Hill appeared in character as the brand's fictional founder, Prophet Ezekiel Prophet, at an LA Lakers game alongside Real Housewives star Lisa Rinna. Even behind his cheeky sunglasses and derisive wig, Hill looked pretty well himself.